Welcome back, Laura. So which angle did you want to go in the life and death process?
Well, hello. Yes, Andrew. A person dies. There's a time to kind of digest and assimilate this whole experience here. Our soul needs this experience here on earth, and there will be a time where it's time to come back, and we choose, or they choose for us, depends, where we're going to incarnate and with what purpose. Now, what could you tell us about the soul living an experience, let's say a good experience, a life well lived with a feeling of plenitude, fulfillment?
Well, the process from leaving the body will result into this tunnel or tube of light. There'll be those that step out of their body and go through a confusion process. There is no cookie-cutter way of dying.
No.
Each death is actually encoded into you from your last death and your death before that, so that when you go into your life review, which is similar to what we described before, where you're looking at all the different things, how 1 degree of separation has affected you, that is your body releasing the fetus energy that it needed to be bounded in the fetus when it's birthed, during its birthing process. And the death process is that original spark of soul DNA body energy that came into the fetus and allowed the anchorage of the soul to stay in there, begins to leave the body, and the body begins to go through its natural decay process on Earth, in which the Earth Mother absorbs that energy through whatever culture belief system that is you have. When one is in the life review process, they could still be standing in front of their body and still in the life review, experiencing all of their other parts of their life, this lifetime or other lifetimes, as well as meeting soul family members, because they are no longer this single-dimensional person. The body isn't the anchorage for that anymore of the finite concept, and fully they're embraced by the infinity, in which their ego transitions its purpose so that it can find the next layer of contractual resolution, whether we go as an incarnation or a reincarnation. An incarnation is where we take a whole new plan, we put aside reincarnation's plots and processes, and we directly with a group of people who we call soul family, so that we could have incredible experiences, such as just you said. So a good life, and you pass on, the soul family passes you on, there's a great mourning process, your life has gone through, you go into the other world, and guess what? You meet a whole other group of soul family who say, let's go to this experience here.
Yeah, it's like homecoming.
Yep.
There's an immense joy because
family reunion.
Limits, matter resists, and on the other side, we don't need
no resistance. Yeah.
And what about your curiosity, the things you started studying here on Earth? Do you go on? Will you go and visit the Akashic records? Do you pursue some objectives? Do you still work on some themes that you were already working on here on Earth?
You can work on dozens of subjects simultaneously. The vast majority of beings that pass on, the first thing that they do is they're healing from the social agreement of time and the cultural taboos. And they spend a lot of time in regeneration chambers that allow them to go back and look at everything that's their 1 degree of separation from this last lifetime and many other lifetimes. And that's where this re-education process into our race memory comes back in, and we realize what the great forgetting of sleep does to us when we enter the physical world, and that we don't get to remember our past lives, and we see hundreds of past lives begin to have little bleed-through moments where your life course was changed because another version of yourself who was so in love with another being happened to have felt you in a dream world and steered you back towards that other being that they were in love with.
Yeah, that is very profound.